Revelation 2573. From the 4th of December 1942. Belief in the working of spiritual forces. Continue living. In order to establish a connection with the spiritual forces, the human being must also believe in their existence. He must first acknowledge them before he can establish contact with them. And this includes first of all the belief in the survival of the soul. The soul has also been decisive on earth for the flow of strength to the human being, therefore the soul must also be able to be a recipient of strength in the beyond, depending on its degree of perfection. This faith precedes the working of the spiritual forces, for only where the human being is convinced of this can these forces appear. For only then does the human being unite in thought with those forces and they can now express themselves. But it is very difficult to provide people with proof of this working as long as they themselves are still little spiritually attuned. And therefore they will also rarely make the attempt themselves to ask those spiritual beings for their emanation of strength and transmission. Until the belief is deep that such is possible, they will not make the connection. And the doctrine of the resting of the dead, which questions all activity of the souls in the beyond and thus also denies spiritual activity, contributes considerably to this unbelief. This is such an erroneous doctrine, which has detrimental consequences of the greatest importance. The spirit can never rest. It can remain unawakened as long as it does not feel any activity of love in the human being's soul which enables its activity. And likewise, the spirit will constantly be active in the beyond as soon as it has acquired the right to do so on earth or in the beyond. And the knowledge about the work of redemption, which continues in the beyond, is also an explanation for the tireless work of the souls, whose degree of maturity is high. The human being has to be given knowledge so that he can believe in the working of these souls, and again, the imparting of this knowledge from the spiritual kingdom is only the result of faith in the working of spiritual forces. God, however, accommodates people by imparting this knowledge through a willing human being who reveals the working of these spiritual forces. He informs them of it so that they can establish the connection themselves as soon as they allow themselves to be convinced of it. Everyone can try it out for himself, and if he seriously endeavors to fulfill the preconditions which result in the working of these forces, he will have great success for his soul. Amen.